What happened to Gary Moore? Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we look at the life and the death of one of the greatest guitarists that has ever lived, Mr. Gary Moore. Let's get started. Gary Moore was born on April 1952 in Belfast, Northern Ireland. As a child, he learned how to play piano from his mother. Then, when he was 14, his father bought him a guitar. With this new instrument, Gary would spend hours learning how to play it, and would soon master the instrument. During his teenage years, he played with a band called the Gamblers, and then in 1968, he joined another band called Skid Row. With this band, he got to tour all over Europe. But this didn't last too long, because after 2 years, he left the band and moved to London. In London, he met up with former members of the band Free, and they formed a new band called, ironically, Free. Their debut album, featuring Gary Moore on guitar, was called Fire and Water. It was a massive success, going triple platinum. But unfortunately, their follow-up album did not do so well, and the band split up. After the band split up, Gary Moore became a session musician and was featured on many albums. He also released his own solo album, but these projects didn't bring in much money, and he was still relatively unknown. Then, in 1973, everything changed for Gary Moore. In 1973, he was asked to join the legendary band Thin Lizzy. This was an offer he couldn't refuse, so he accepted. With Thin Lizzy, he achieved worldwide fame. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell and leave a comment for us. Your support and energy will help us to be energetic and prepare the best videos for you. Friends, because the best is your right. Friends, they had hit after hit, and some of their most famous songs include Whiskey in the Jar, The Boys Are Back in Town, and Waiting for an Alibi. In 1976, Thin Lizzy released their Live and Dangerous album, which is considered one of the greatest live albums of all time. One of the most memorable moments of this album was the guitar duel between Gary Moore and the other guitarist in the band, Brian Robertson. During the song Emerald on this album, Gary Moore used a white Les Paul Custom. This album went double platinum and cemented Thin Lizzy as one of the biggest bands in the world. But sadly, the following year, Gary Moore left the band. His reason for leaving was that he wanted to focus on his solo career. When he left, the other members of the band said that they were going to carry on with another guitarist, and if things don't work out, then Gary can come back. But Gary never returned to Thin Lizzy. After leaving the band, he was offered a spot in another band called UFO. He turned this down, and instead decided to form his own band called G-Force. Their first album was self-titled and reached No. 1 on the UK album charts. Their second album was Wild Frontier and reached No. 7 on the same chart. During the late 70s and early 80s, he toured extensively throughout Europe. In 1981, he was asked by John Sykes to join Tigers of Pantang. This was only meant to be for one album, but ended up being 3. During this time, he worked with Michael Schenker, and they both produced the album MR. Gary Moore would later say that this was one of his favorite albums to record. He left Tigers of Pantang in 1983 to concentrate once again on his solo career. During the next few years, he would release several solo albums and would have hits like Still Got the Blues and After the War. In 1989, he released an album called After the War, which featured a mix of blues and rock. Many fans and critics felt that this album wasn't Gary Moore at his best, but despite this, the album was a huge success, selling over 2 million copies in Europe alone. One of the singles from this album, an instrumental called Parisian Walkways, became a classic rock radio staple and is probably still the most famous song that Gary Moore has ever recorded. In 1990, he toured the United States for the first time. This tour was very successful and helped him gain more fans in America. In 1990, he was voted Best Guitarist in the World by the readers of Guitar Player magazine. And in the same year, he won Best Blues Rock Guitarist in the same magazine. In 1991, he was asked by Jack Bruce to go on tour with Cream. Gary Moore was honored to be asked, but he had to turn it down because he didn't want to upset his manager. But there's a twist to this story. In reality, he could indeed join Cream because at the time he was a member of another supergroup called The Four. The other members of this group were Peter Green, Martin Birch, and Cozy Powell. This group was formed at the request of Cozy Powell. In 1991, Cozy Powell wrote, "I've often thought it would be great to play with Peter Green. I think he's one of the most underrated guitarists around. I'd love to do something with Gary Moore. He's fantastic. And if I could find Martin Birch to produce, it would be great. If I could also rope in John, Lord, or Rick Wakeman on keyboards, that would complete my fantasy band." Coincidentally, Gary Moore had the same dream band in mind and felt that Cozy Powell was the missing link in his own dream band. So when Cozy contacted him to ask him to form this band, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell and leave a comment for us. Your support and energy will help us to be energetic and prepare the best videos for you. Friends, because the best is your right. Friends, they both agreed immediately. The band rehearsed for 2 weeks before going on tour. The Four toured extensively throughout 1992 and 1993. Unfortunately, Cozy Powell passed away in 1998. Gary Moore was devastated by this and said, "Cozy was the heart and soul of the band. There'll never be anyone to replace him. Although the band continued on with Cozy's son, Gary Moore eventually left the group in 2002 because he felt that the chemistry just wasn't the same without Cozy. Throughout the 1990s, Gary Moore continued to release albums and tours extensively. He released a total of 13 studio albums. In 2002, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as part of Thin Lizzy. In 2006, he suffered a heart attack while on tour in Germany. Despite this health scare, he continued to tour and record. In February 2011, he performed in Dublin, Ireland. This was the last concert he ever played. Gary Moore passed away on February 2011 in Spain. The cause of his death was asphyxiation due to choking on a piece of food. He was only 58 years old. Throughout Gary Moore's career, he used many different guitars, but there was one guitar that stood out among the rest. His ninth Gibson Les Paul. It's believed that this is the same guitar that Jeff Beck used on the Yardbirds album Roger the Engineer. The story goes that Jeff Beck lent the guitar to Eric Clapton. Eric then gave it to Gary Moore. Gary kept this guitar until his death. The story behind this guitar is disputed though, with many people claiming that it was actually a completely different guitar. But there are pictures of Gary Moore holding this exact guitar, along with documents proving that he owned it. So this just adds a bit of mystery to what is already a mysterious guitar. We hope you enjoyed this video about the life and death of Gary Moore. If you did, please let us know by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel so you can stay updated on our latest videos. We also have a channel where we share extra content that's not shared here, so please check out all our links below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Welcome to Shineer YouTube channel. My name is ALIERZA JAHAN MIHAN. Today we're going to talk about one of the most important people in the world. You? Yes, you. You are the most important person in the world because nobody else can replace you. You are unique and irreplaceable. No one has your fingerprints, your voice, your smile, or your way of thinking. Even if someone has the same fingerprints, the same voice, or the same smile, they aren't exactly the same as you because no two people can think alike. Everyone is special in their own way. They just need to find out how. The purpose of this channel is to make you think and reflect on your life and the decisions you make every day. I will share some quotes with you that I hope will inspire you to be the best version of yourself. Ready? Let's go. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. This quote means that if you want to be happy, your thoughts, words, and actions should all be in harmony with each other. If they are not, there will be conflict and disharmony, and this will lead to unhappiness. For example, if you think negatively, but you try to act positively, you will not be able to be happy. But if you think positively, speak positively, and act positively, then you will have a much better chance of being happy. This brings us to the second point. If you want others to be happy, then make sure that your thoughts, words, and actions are in harmony with theirs. For example, if you have a friend who is always negative, it will be difficult for them to be happy. But if you are always positive, then you will help them to see the good in life. Now let's move on to the next point. When you focus on the good things in life, you will attract more good things into your life. This is because your thoughts and actions will be more positive, which will make you more attractive to positive things. However, if you focus on the bad things in life, then you will only attract more negativity. So it is important to be aware of your thoughts and actions and make sure that they are focused on the good things in life. This is the only way to attract good things into your life. Another important thing to remember is that you should never give up on your dreams. No matter how difficult things may seem, as long as you believe in yourself and your dreams, then anything is possible. There are many people who have achieved their dreams despite facing many obstacles. So never lose hope. If something doesn't work out the first time, don't worry. Just learn from your mistakes and try again. And finally, never forget to say please and thank you. These are two very simple words, but they can make a big difference in your relationships with other people. When you say please and thank you, you show the other person that you appreciate them and that you care about their feelings, and this will make them more likely to want to help you. So never forget to say please and thank you. We hope these quotes have inspired you to be the best version of yourself. Remember, you are important and you have the power to make a difference in this world. Just be aware of your thoughts and actions and make sure they are focused on the positive. Never give up on your dreams and always say please and thank you. By following these tips, you will be well on your way to becoming the best version of yourself. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any new videos. Also, please like the video and write a comment below to let me know what you thought of it. Your feedback is very important to us and helps us to improve our videos for you. Thanks for watching and see you soon.